Here at the drop-in center.
I'm still a client here.
Tell me a little bit about your story.
My story is just that I've made some bad choices in life and I end up on the street after a while, and I was abused. I could lose my life many a time, so I was referred to this place through my church. Mrs. Grant is also my church sister, so I'm here because of she and because I have nowhere else to go. And it's been good for me because I've learned a lot about myself through this program.
That sounds wonderful.
Yes, and I have learned to cope with others too. I've learned some coping skills through this program.
What are some of the other skills that you learned here?
Well, to maintain discipline. I was a very indisciplined person, and that is one of the reasons why I end up on the street. Because I was also abused of cocaine, crack cocaine. I abused cocaine for about 7 or 8 years back in the 80s. And I went through a rehabilitation program and put my life back together. Indiscipline caused me to chop somebody and went to prison. And when I came out, I lost everything. And I was on the street. Family didn't want to take me because I'm afraid I chop them up too. So I end up here.
What would you say to some of the other persons on the street, in terms of hope? Because you are a story of hope. What would you say to those persons?
There are a lot of people here in Jamaica that has a heart and is willing to help. So, if one out there needs help, all them have to do is get up off of them and go for help, because it's here, it's available. They just need to seek.
And there are indeed persons and organizations who are willing to help. Courtesy of the Kingston and St. Andrew Corporation, the Open Arms Drop-In Center was outfitted with an automobile. The vehicle is primarily used for outreach purposes, providing meals and counseling to persons on the streets. But they get so much more when they visit the center.
Under the mental health law, the mental health officer and the police do have the authority to take people against their will to the nearest facility that they can be treated. But this project takes them voluntarily.
What kind of teaching did you get here?
How to uplift myself and don't go back on the street, and how I can go around and work to achieve that I can carry on my life. My parents, when I did younger, I did bad and run from my house, and when I go back now in my house, I don't see nobody living there again, and I don't know where they live and where to find them. So I'm getting introduced by here.
So now it feels good to give back, doesn't it?
Yeah, it feels good to give back to others. I will appreciate it and do it willingly.
What do you think is a solution to the problem of people on the streets? Times are hard, and there are very different reasons why people are on the streets, but what would you have to say as someone who was there before?
Well, the solution, majority of them don't have any home, don't have nowhere to go. Yeah, is that. And them would like to go somewhere and somebody treat them as a relative will treat them, then they will stay.
And JIS has to really thank the Open Arms Center for having quite a bit of community spirit.
To support the teaching of life-changing skills, the center operates a garden, which not only serves as a source of food for the members of the center, but also provides a therapeutic exercise. Indeed, drop-in centers like these, complete with skills training and lifestyles programs, play a significant role in helping the less fortunate. Funds for the Open Arms Drop-In Center comes from private entities, public bodies and individuals, such as the Chase Fund, the Kingston and St. Andrew Corporation, from private sector organizations and Food for the Poor. However, the center is in need of $30 million to fully roll out its programs. The aim of the management team is to expand its rehabilitation program by establishing a residential facility. This way, the center can reach out to more of the nation's homeless. The staff at the center issued a plea for volunteers to assist with catering to the needs of its clients. Currently, there are 9 workers at the facility, all juggling the various tasks of cooking, cleaning, teaching, and washing while attending to clients.
They're just regular human beings who have been used, abused. As you can see, some of them have been beaten, and they just want the love and they want the care.
The management team of the Open Arms Drop-In Center may be contacted by sending an email to openarmsja@yahoo.com.
A rewind of the news thread of the past days next. Jamaica's relief in Haiti continues. Tax compliance a priority and career advancement program for secondary school students. Hi there, I'm Simone Wolf with your news of the week. Jamaica stepped up its aid efforts in Haiti. A team of doctors, nurses, emergency technicians, public health inspectors and health educators was deployed to the country. They joined Jamaica firefighters, JDF soldiers and other emergency and relief workers on the ground. The United Nations had high praises. Back on home soil, the Police and Security Ministry got started on working out an operational plan to deal with any influx of Haitians to Jamaica. A comprehensive budget is also being developed.
If necessary, we will seek assistance from international agency and donor countries. We will not turn our backs on persons who have suffered a disaster worse than can be imagined.
Government also took steps to help Jamaicans who had been living in Haiti before the earthquake. 56 of them have returned home as the government airlifted them from Port-au-Prince. The returning nationals include 23 Digicel employees, 4 employees of the Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority and 5 other citizens. Still on Haiti, former Jamaica Prime Minister the Most Honorable P.J. Patterson was selected to represent CARICOM on a coordinating committee that will organize an international conference to plan for Haiti's reconstruction.
And I'm pleased to advise that Mr. Patterson has, without hesitation, accepted the assignment.
The international conference is to be held in the Dominican Republic. Minister of Finance and the Public Service Audley Shaw says the government is pushing ahead with its drive to increase tax compliance. He says it's time for Jamaicans to share the tax burden because the country has reached its taxable limit.
You have a pool of maybe at least 300,000 people out there who ought to be paying some income taxes, making their contribution, and they're not doing that.
And students graduating from secondary schools will now have another chance of attaining some form of school leaving certification. This as the Ministry of Education launched its Career Advancement Program, CAP. It targets students who are leaving grade 11 but who have not attained sufficient qualifications to move forward successfully. And those were just some of the stories that made news here in Jamaica in recent days. Join us next time for the latest news of the week. Remember, time goes fast. Ensure that you find time for loved ones. Send us your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm. To view this program and for more information on the work of the JIS, visit the agency's website at www.jis.gov.jm. I'm Samantha Allen. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.